Hello. So I'm just on my way home from work after spending a nice day with some of my learners, and I thought I would knock a video together and talk about a lesser advertised part of the job that we do here at Riverside, and that is with pupil placement project that we run. So we're actually through the week we run as an alternative provision, and it's offering lads and lasses who are disengaged with mainstream education a place to come and learn in an alternative, very relaxing environment like I'm walking in now. So a lot of the referrals that we get are where the pupil or the learner is struggling, and it's mainly behavioural in the mainstream environment. It's for a wide range of difficulties, let me call them, where they just struggle to fit in. They struggle to concentrate, they struggle in a massive range. And what we find is that they're better off learning outdoors and more hands-on, because, like I've made it pretty vocal, the mainstream education isn't one size fits all. That's the way it is, but that's not education for me. We all learn differently. And I thought that's one of the reasons I thought I would do this video. Instead of writing it all down on a post, that's not engaging to me. People might watch, some people read, but I think I like to talk and watch. So the placements are referred through the school or the council, social services, etc. And they're coming to spend the day with me and my team. We have got indoor provision where we can go and sit in bad weather, and we've also like to mainly head out into the woods, sit around the stream, sit around the campfire, and it's a much more relaxing environment. So yeah, sorry, there's a dog walker there. And what we find is we see a completely different side to the learners than we do when they're at school. The reports coming back from staff is that they're a completely different person when they're outside. And it's not just sitting around the campfire, it's not just playing with birds. We'll get it all educational, but it's where the kids don't realise that they're learning. So if we're flying the birds, for example, we're flying with a GPS on. These lads and lasses can't sit at a table and learn from a textbook and write down numbers, whole numbers in their head, for example. But when we're flying the birds, they've got to weigh the birds, they've got to know how much food they're taking on. We'll record heights, distances, speeds, times, a massive amount of information just to fly one bird. And the learners are taking these numbers, they're logging it, they're working things out. Plus the birds got to trust them, which a lot of these learners don't really have as a trust. But we also do a lot of bushcraft activities. So I'm gonna, at the end of this, I'm gonna add the latest little or one of the latest little things that we've done. It's a cook with dinner. We normally have a dinner sat around a campfire, and it's where you find massive amounts of conversation. The more relaxed the talk, the open up, you can build up that relationship where they're ready to talk, where they might not do with somebody in a classroom environment. And we've just got to find interesting ways of using the environment around us to engage and learn. So it's not talking about much, I don't put it out there, but I keep getting asked the question, so I thought I'll put the video out. So this is called the Vinci spit. It explains it all in the video, and this is our sort of learning. This is what outside learning. So I'll let one of our learners talk you through with this video, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, this is one of our little cooking videos, and it's an interesting one today. I think this is probably the coolest way we've ever cooked. As you would have seen from the intro there, we're cooking on a device called the Vinci spit, designed by Leonardo da Vinci a few years back, and it uses gravity to spit roast the chicken. It was researched by one of our learners and planned, everything done by one of our learners. We just helped to build it, and I just think it's very cool. Watching it work was absolutely class. We loved it. Nice team effort. When we're working, whenever we're cooking, we're not just cooking for the sake of it. what we're trying to do is get something educational in. So on the video, you'll see the spindle's turning. We'll explain this halfway through. I'll let him explain it because it was his little project. But it's using, in with this cooking session, we've managed to rope in mathematics, physics, construction, because we've had to build it from scratch, or Scott's had to build it from scratch, and even cookery, heat distribution, weights, heights, temperatures, gravity. So there's been absolutely stacks running on it, and it worked lovely. The chicken was perfect at the end. So I'll keep it sweet, and hope you enjoy the Da Vinci spit. Yeah. Right. Now, because he's claimed this as his invention, right, got nothing to do with Leonardo da Vinci, I'm going to let Learner tell you all about how this is working. So, go on then.
So, starting off, we have our brake, what also acts like a timer a bit, of like releases a bit of the power cord at the bottom. So the power cord like releases non-primes, and it goes through this log, and the log keeps it right down so it doesn't like tangle, because if it tangles it ends up matting it all up, and it's a pain of course to undo. Next we move on to a spit where of course we're cooking with chicken, which is going to be lovely by the way, where we've got the gear which acts like a gear which turns it, because if it didn't it would turn too much and too fast and it would be an uneven cook. We then got our supports just to stop it from lifting, which I think is pretty useful. Then we've got of course the fire and the log, just the basics, just help out a bit. And then as you move up, we'll go further up through follow the string all the way up. We've got the log, and this log we're going to use a stone but it's a bit too heavy, so we've got a log, and the way it works is the log comes down and pulls the string, and as it comes down it also turns the spit, which also goes on our educational purposes, which also helps out, like also shows gravity, and it's also classed as science, so it helps, so it goes down and it's like that, and that's all it does, and it just cooks the chicken over time.
Classmates.
Nearly on the grunt job.
We'll use that for the new stone on. Look at that, man. Perfect.
I'm trying the chicken.
So that was it. Look, the chicken was absolutely lovely. It just worked class. You've got to reset it every now and then, because obviously once the weight hits the floor, it stops the spindle from turning. So you've just got to lift it up, twist it back round again, and then gravity takes over. Cooked it perfect. We did use a thermometer because our chicken's a bit dodgy. We used the thermometer and it cooked it just right. It was absolutely lovely, dead juicy. So we're over the moon with the way it went, and I'm more over the moon that we've used a lot of educational points to it as well. So it's been a great project. Hope you enjoyed it. Plenty more coming up. We'll learn as we're away the night, and we're looking at all that different designs, different ways to cook, and doing all the research yourself. So if you like it, just give a little subscribe, please. That'll be class. Cheers. So thanks for watching. If you're this far ahead, it means you've stuck with and watched the Vinci spit. I'm just on my little commute home back through a classroom and ready to put that out there. And that this is just talking about birds and flying birds is just a tiny little window of what we do at Riverside, and our main part is working with pupils, lads and lasses that are just struggling a little bit to fit into the classroom environment. And that's just a tiny little example of the sort of work that we do with them. Very, very enjoyable. They get the reward at the end, they get the dinner at the end, and that was one of the nicest chickens I've ever tasted, to be fair. So yeah, that's what we do, and I hope you enjoyed it. I've got my own opinions on mainstream school, mainstream education, the education system. I've worked in, I think, over 20 years now in this field, inside the mainstream schools and outside, doing this sort of thing, doing a massive variety. So I have formed my own opinion. It's not a negative opinion, but I just do think that we're, especially me, learn differently, and some of the best learning comes outside the classroom, where you can inspire and motivate, and you just see a completely different side. So hope you enjoyed it. But that's Riverside. That's what we like to do. And if you've got any questions or any referrals, anything like that, or you just want to ask, just talk about it a little bit, please just drop us a message or drop us a call, because I am very passionate about this side of the job and absolutely love sitting talking about it. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.